It's your girl Dante, and you're watching Shadow and Act. Today, I have a special guest, Miss Christina Elmore from Insecure, or even you may know her from the new show Twenties. Super excited to have you here. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Thanks. So 20s is so relatable when I watch the show. I see myself figuring out things. It's like scary. And although the show has so many different angles, I think the core of it is relationships and friendships. So, how do you think friendships can last through evolving parts of life?
Well, I think some friendships are meant to last and evolve along with your life, and I think some aren't. And I think that's okay too. So I think the ones that sort of where you evolve together and you figure out new strategies for like maintaining that friendship, I don't think it's necessarily supposed to look the same as it did when you were a different person. That's fantastic. And I hope those last. And then some just sort of naturally phase, and that's okay too,
Yeah.
right?
And then I also feel like, so I saw in a recent interview you did, you said that friendships are just like relationships. And I completely agree with that. And then how do you deal with a friendship that has fallen out, almost like a friendship heartbreak? What would you give advice to get over that?
I feel like sometimes that might be harder than sort of like romantic relationships falling apart because a friendship is the kind of thing where you have to like tend to it and nurture it and like you have to keep choosing it every day. And so when the other person decides to not choose it anymore, that can really be painful. So I guess my only advice would be that it's okay for it to be hurt, for you to be hurt by it. And that I think we give a lot of grace and leeway for people when they like have a romantic partnership end, but we don't think as much about like the mourning process for when a friendship ends. And that I think it's totally wonderful and okay and healthy to be sad and to feel it and then also to talk about it with your other friends. But yeah, I think that you don't have to like G up about it. Like it's sad.
It is completely. And your character, Marie, is in a toxic relationship. And what would you say to your fans and viewers who may see themselves in Marie's shoes or see that they see resemblance in a toxic relationship themselves?
Yeah, I think the relationship between Chuck and Marie, while it is toxic in this moment, I think it had a lot of value for both of them for a long time. And so it's hard to sort of address the fact that, oh, this is bad right now when you're trying to still hold on to what you thought was good. So I guess my advice to anyone would be sort of assess where you are now. Are you just imagining all this past that you had and trying to like make that happen again? Or are you really in a tough spot and this person has changed and you're changed and maybe it's over? Even though you had so much good. And maybe it'll come back, but it often won't. Now, if you're married, now go to counseling. Y'all may vow, try to stick it out. If you are not. But if you're not, it's okay for those kind of relationships to end too, especially if they're toxic and not serving you and hurting you in any way.
Definitely. When I think of 20s, I often think of SZA's song 20 something. What is a song that makes you think of your 20s or defines your 20s?
That's certainly one of them. Let's see, what's another song? I don't know. I feel like there's so many songs. I feel like a lot of the songs that sort of defined my 20s were from like decades past, but I'm into any song. What'd you say?
So I got to hear these. So which ones would you say from decades?
Oh, let's see. I think Brandy, like The Boy Is Mine. Listen,
yes.
Here's the thing. But I think it was an anthem, sort of a reverse anthem. I needed to let go of some boys and not try to be fighting another girl. I was trying to hold on to some things that were dead.
Right.
Just like Brandy and Monica were doing. So I feel like maybe that was the reverse anthem. Or then Marvin Gaye said like, I used to go out to party. Like I used to be the kind of person who would like be on the wall and scared to get out there. And now I'm like living. I'm like, oh yeah, I wish in my 20s I spent more time like living, getting out there, mixing it up, taking risks.
Those are some good responses. I like those choices. Yeah.
I feel like when I think of songs, I feel like I need some like leave time because I don't know.
No, girl, if it literally describes, like you said, a memory of you being on the wall and scared, and that defines it, I'm okay with that.
I'll go with that.
So every character is different. What are you learning about yourself through your current character, Marie?
Marie and I are similar in a lot of ways in that we both kind of believe that like, if you do this, and then you do this, and you follow this sort of prescribed plan, then you should have the life of your dreams, right? And I think she's having a crisis where all that is sort of coming apart at the seams for her, because she's realizing she's made all the right choices, but she's not in any space that she wants to be, and she's not actually happy, and she's not actually healthy. And so I have had the same moments in my life. I think right now I'm in a good spot, but I'm definitely the kind of person who's like, I need to do this, and then I need to do this, and then I need to do that, and I don't understand why it's not working.
That is me all the way. I'm always being told I'm hard on myself because I'm like, I have a plan, I stuck to it. So why is this not the result?
So I did what I was supposed to do, right?
Come on
And
now.
that doesn't work that way.
No, it doesn't. And through your other characters, which you played in Insecure, what would you say that you walked into Insecure set insecure about, but then walked away more confident about?
Oh, so Insecure was one of my favorite shows before I even auditioned for it. So when the audition came through, I thought that the casting director, Vicky, who I love, Vicky Thomas, she's brilliant. She cast so many things. I thought she didn't like me.
Mm.
And I feel like I mean, she will say otherwise, but I feel like I had good reason. Like, I felt like every time I left her office, I felt like, oh Lord, I just ruined that. And so when this audition came, I was like, I'm gonna ruin it again, I'm sure. And then when I did it, when I got it, I think that I gained some confidence as this is an actor, but also walking onto a set full of people that I watched every week was pretty like nerve-wracking. But it was a nice confidence building, or just really a way to get out of my own ego. I felt like I had to come in there and like, I don't know, be as good, be as this. And everybody's people, there's no difference, there's no hierarchy. And so the fact that I thought that I needed to be someone different than I was, and that the essence of me was what they wanted, and that's what they got. So I learned that along the way.
Oh, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. That's a full circle moment right there.
Yeah,
And
totally.
my last question for you is, what is the biggest thing you'll miss about being on Insecure?
Oh, it's so hard. I will miss, I think that there's so many things I'll miss, but I'll really miss shooting a show in my neighborhood. So many of the locations and so many of what the show is about, where it takes place, is literally within a mile or two of where I live in South LA. And to see my neighborhood and my city so beautifully portrayed and so realistically portrayed on TV, I'm gonna miss that.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
congratulations to you. You are doing your thing. I love you in 20s too. So I can't wait to
Thank
see what else
you.
unravels if you guys get a season 3. Fingers crossed.
I hope so.
Right? So congratulations on everything. And thank you so much for taking time to be a part of Shadow and Act.
Thank you, Dante. This was so fun.
Me too. I had so much